Hindus also associate Garuda Purana with the departed souls. NTR equals Indra. The Egyptian hieroglyph, NTR, meant God. The vowels are never written. We have to fill the words with vowels. So Nitra may be Indra. Scholars think that the sign was derived from a staff bound with cloth, a fetish of very early date. I think it was Indra's Vajrayudha, thunderbolt, that gave this hieroglyph. Shishat and Saraswati are exactly similar. Shishat was the ancient Egyptian idea of knowledge and speech personified as a goddess. She became the goddess of writing, music, astronomy, astrology, architecture, mathematics, art and imagination. Rarely, she is described with a divine heart singing in such a melodious voice. All of these descriptions are similar to goddess Saraswati. Vajvayra is the god who is shown being part male and part female. Similar to Shiva's form of Vajnareshwar, indicating both male and female aspects. Unbelievable similarities between Vedic god Hanuman and Egyptian god Babi. Babi, also Baba, in ancient Egypt, was the monkey god that literally means the chief of the monkeys or baboons. He fought with the sun god Ra. He stands near the lake of fire representing destruction. It is also mentioned in the gods of the Egyptians, or Volume 2. Babi dances when he hears the auspicious music and bestows his mercy. Anyone who has heard anything about Lord Hanuman will easily catch up to all the events as described in Egyptian texts too. In Egyptian mythology, Bus is an ancient Egyptian dwarf deity worshipped as a protector of households. In Indian art, male yakshas are portrayed either as fearsome warriors or as portly, stout and dwarf-like. Kanam was referred to as the father of the fathers and fathered many gods and goddesses. Daksha was one of the sons of Brahma and a main Prajapati from whose line Devas and Asuras come from. Both of them have a head of goat. In Egyptian mythology, Ra was the god of the sun. He was the most important god in ancient Egypt. Ra's name came from Re and Amun. Amun is pronounced as Amun, which originated from the sacred syllable Am or Om. Vivasvan, the sun god, is always related to the vibration of Am. Similarity between the Opaque festival and Jagannath Yatra. The Opaque festival was an ancient Egyptian festival celebrated in Thebes, Luxor. It was a significant religious event that reaffirmed the connection between the gods and Egyptian society. There were three gods whose idols were showcased in the city: Amun, Mut, Kansu. Similarly, many Indians still parade a jhansi of three gods once a year known as Jagannath Yatra. The gods are Krishna, Baladev and Subhadra. Everything is so similar, even a leftist will find it hard to deny it. We have enough information, so now I am about to enlighten you with a true perspective. Atum and Egyptian god and Lord Shiva have too many similarities. Atum was often considered the creator god, responsible for bringing the world into existence. Atum is sometimes shown as a serpent, symbolizing his primordial nature and connection to the chaos of the waters which existed before the creation of the universe. Atum was also occasionally associated with other animals such as the mongoose, bull, or ape. Everything is similar to the description of Lord Shiva. But Shiva is referred to as Ptah, as we saw earlier how Ptah is the husband of Sekhmet, which is similar to Durga. Then how can a same god have two similar associations? The answer is unknown to the day. It can be due to the effect of degradation due to Kali Yuga or the Dark Age or anything that could be possible. But it does not matter. Why? Any culture we have studied till now has always, and I mean always, the distorted, degraded form of Vedic gods. It is a natural trend of humanity in this Dark Age. So the main point is, we just cannot ignore the similarities between such Egyptian deities and Vedic gods. Since no Abrahamic religion story is any close to it. Another distorted similarity would be Vishnu's first Matsya avatar and the sacred cow, Matsya, incarnation of Lord Vishnu, is mentioned as Hatmayit or Hatmayit in Egyptian mythology. The name literally means protector chief of fish. Hakmahit is always related with Mihakverit, meaning great flood. When the world was consumed by the oceanic water, Lord Vishnu appeared in the form of a fish and saved the species of animals, plants and humans. Hakmahit is depicted with a horn on his head and a snake tied to it. As we know, Matsya was a large golden fish with a horn to which a huge boat was tied by the king of serpents, Vasuki. Thoth, an Egyptian god of wisdom, writing is the same god as Chitragupta from Sanatan. Chitragupta took measures of karmas of one soul throughout their life and guided them after death. Thoth is also the writer of the Book of the Dead, which guides souls after their death. Importance of pyramid and its coordinates. The exact coordinates of the Great Pyramid of Giza are 29.979248 degrees north. Some enthusiasts have noticed the number is exactly the same as the speed of light, which travels at 299,792,458 meters per second. Shockingly, Vedic texts like Rig Veda also tell us the exact speed of light. Just how is it possible that ancient civilizations can have such knowledge? Well, that is to be discussed in the next phase. One of the most famous aspects of the Great Pyramid of Giza is the fact it is aligned true north. And if you take the mass of the Great Pyramid at nearly 6 million tons and multiply it by a factor of 100 million, it gives you the overall mass of the Earth. During excavations in the pyramids, they found copper wires, silicon and many more stuff, which has been found the same in Angkor Wat Temple in Cambodia, since the coordinates of the pyramid are selected. And it is perfectly aligned with the North Pole. With items like copper wires, silicons inside, it clearly indicates that they are built to maintain some sort of electromagnetic energy to be maintained, which our science cannot explain yet. Even if scientists have discovered it, they won't tell us because of the whitewashed world we live in. And the white men are the winners of this modern history. Whoever wins is the writer of the history of their version. On doing a thermal scan, some spots in the pyramid were strangely warmer than other parts, and some electromagnetic waves were constantly traveling through it. How can it be possible? In 2015, a thermal scan of the pyramids revealed that the Great Pyramid has 3 areas along the bottom that generate some form of heat. Speculation as to what could be the cause for these stunning anomalies began quickly. Remember, in Phase 2A, Part 7 of Arabia, we discussed the connection between pyramids to Shiva, Phubal. Orion is represented as Vrishakapi, one form of Rudra, who both incarnated as Hanuman in Puranas and Rig Veda. Pyramids of Giza are aligned to Orion's, Phubal's, Shiva's belt. These facts alone are enough to prove and break the mainstream theory, but again the world is brainwashed. Everything gets manipulated by the rulers of this world in this dark age. Egyptian king's sun worship looks exactly like Brahmins doing Sandhya Vandana. Brahmins do it thrice a day facing the sun. Egyptian kings worship the sun in the same way. Like Indian Hindu kings, Egyptian kings had 2 names. First, the name is given at birth, and second, the coronation name or Abhisheka Nama. Similarities between Indian temples and Egyptian pyramids. Moreover, what is the one similarity between the Egyptian pyramids, Mayan pyramid temples, Babylonian ziggurat? All look like a cone, akin to the ancient Hindu temples. Indians, to this date, continue to build temples in the same way with the 4 triangular sides on a square base. Unknown shafts. There has been much speculation regarding the shafts inside the Great Pyramid. Of the 3 pyramids in Giza, it is the only one to be built with them. Now, let us look at what the Whiteman experts had their findings even as early in 1881 from the Theosophist for the March 1881 page 123-124. The Egyptians came, according to their own records, from a mysterious land on the shore of the Indian Ocean, the sacred Punt, the original home of their gods, who followed thence after their people who had abandoned them to the valley of the Nile. led by Ammon, Krishna, Horus, Garuda, and Hathor, Lakshmi. This region was the Egyptian land of the gods, Paanata, in Old Egyptian or Holy Land. By the pictorial hieroglyphic inscription found on the walls of the temple of the Queen Hazrat Opad Dar el-Babri, we see that this punt can be no other than India. For many ages the Egyptians traded with their old homes, and the reference here made by them to the names of the princes of Punt and its fauna and flora, especially the nomenclature of various precious woods to be found but in India, leave us scarcely room for the smallest doubt that the old civilization of Egypt is the direct outcome of that the older, ancient India. Take a moment's pause and analyze what just happened in this video. Is your brain able to digest the truth? And again, to be clear, I have only connected the dots by research. All of these data were present even as early as in 1881. So why are we not taught any of these? The answer becomes quite clear to everyone now. The amount of hatred for India, Aryabrat, Sanatan Satya has already blinded people. The whole purpose of Kali Yuga or Dark Age is to completely destroy Sanatan Dharma, Vedas, true gods from this world. At the end it is the same for every culture, every religion, every tribe. Sanatan Satya is the mother of all of the other cultures and religions in this Kali Yuga. This was the goal of Phase 2A. Egypt, being the most controversial, mysterious place on earth, has now proven its origin from Vedic culture. You still think Islam, Christianity, Judaism, your caste system to be the ultimate truth? I will put an end to this with the willpower of God Kalki. The next culture or civilization we are going to discuss is Kushites.